new tables, they're going to be drilled for you. And you're going to stick the pin up from the bottom, determining what hole, and you can measure and all that. We're not going to talk about specific measurements in a demo, but you're going to stick the pin up from the bottom. And then there's this little miracle sponge-like thing. I don't know, what do you guys call that?
Oh, it's called a pin more.
Okay,
yeah.
It's the pin more, and you can pin it in any place and it kind of reheals itself. So you just stick that down on top of it. And then you're going to set your machine for a straight stitch. Did we make it? Looks like we did. Kind of test it out, make sure it's there. Where'd the Bernina lady go? Okay, I think you're okay. There you go.
Yeah. Hold it a little down a little bit longer.
There we go. Okay. And you can almost shut your eyes. Not hold on. It's just going to sew straight, circle around there.
Now, if we get a stabilizer under that.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. What we do, and I recommend this, and I tell this in the pattern, I have a whole section in there, what you need to know before you start to sew is what it's called. We actually use Heat and Bond Light and put that on the back of the fabric, and then before you start, even though it does not need to be fused down, what this does is, because it's raw edge, you're going to seal your stitches. And it also makes this very easy to cut. Yeah, you have to forgive us for that a little bit. We aren't familiar with this machine. We're Viking dealers, so. Sorry about that. Let me just show this. We usually just leave it on the machine and cut, but because you guys are all out there, that's not a good thing to do. We like to use the scissors that have a little bit of a curve to them. These are by Inspira, and because you've got that on there, you can just peel that right back. You can it's so easy. Now, if you didn't have the stabilizer on there, this doesn't work quite as easily because you're going to be pulling and it's going to, so this works very, very easily. And then you're just going to put it back in place, select a decorative stitch, and do the decorative stitching. If you're overlapping or layering, like in the pillow, I don't know where it has gotten to.
Here we got it right here.
And here's another one. If you're overlapping or layering fabrics, you're going to put the two layers down on top of each other. You're going to do whatever decorative work in the pattern. I tell you exactly which step is next so that you're not getting, oh my gosh, I got my decorative stitch and now I've got to do this. No, it's all step by step in there, and you're going to be able to layer that and then just cut one layer. Or you could have put one of these on and cut this out and the background would have shown through. There's all different kinds of things that you can do with this. And most of you are probably going to be just like us. You're going to follow probably the first 3 or 4 directions. You're going to go, I got this. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. But in this case, this circle goes clear to the back because we needed the effect on the front. But we went ahead and put it clear through to the back just to complete the circle rather than just stopping. This is a great class for your students to do, if you're machine dealers especially, but it doesn't really matter whether that's it or not. But any decorative stitch will work. If you got a straight stitch and decorative stitches, I've got some machine owners that still have the old manual machines that don't do a whole lot of stuff. They still will work with this. So the sew study tables can be made for all of those sizes. Okay? Any kind of decorative stitches, you're going to be able to use them, and machine owners from 30 years back can get a sew study table that's drilled to be able to do the circle sewing. You'll notice this stitch right here. How many of you have ever done a decorative stitch and about halfway through what you're doing, it's not even and it's, you know, closer together in some places, farther apart in others? Well, what we did, same thing happens to us. Just do it once, put a different color thread in, do it again, looks like you planned it. So you can look up close if you want to examine that, that's no problem. This has both sides finished, and of course we did those all before we assembled it. I also have a pattern called Set the Table Mabel, and it's a very easy beginner project for people to do because it's turned through this envelope opening and then top stitch, so there's no hand stitching or anything like that. Perfect palette for a beginner class in this. Not a whole lot of circles, Very easy to do. How many of you are familiar? We embellished it. Very simple project, not a lot of investment, and they're going to be able to experience all different kinds of things on it. We've done candle wicking. If you stop by the checker booth, that pillow has candle wicking stitches on it, and just any kind of stitches that they're saying, I never use those. Those are the fun ones to do. And of course all the extra feet. Linda was working with the ombre batiks, got it finished, and I said it needs something. We need to add some circles to it.
Yeah.
So that's
Make
what we
it. They
added.
make it.
So now, to show you how easy that is,